So after the recent bloodbath in the crypto market, things have started to become normal. From rising institutional investments and adoption to bullish technical indicators and data, there is a lot to talk about Dogecoin and others. So let's get right into it. So first of all, we are now seeing that the crypto market has remained in the green during the last 24 hours, and we are now seeing a slight improvement in the total crypto market cap and trading volume. We can see here that both Bitcoin and Ethereum have been trading up, and this has led to some positive momentum among the altcoins. Besides, the crypto fear and greed index has also improved a bit during this time, and this means that the extreme fear sentiment in the market is steadily fading away. All in all, everything appears to be good for cryptos, and I'm getting more and more excited since there are some very positive updates and data that are telling us that Dogecoin, Bitcoin, and others are going to recover from here. So this is pretty exciting news, and we are now seeing that cryptos are going to stay high in demand and popular during this year despite a very sluggish start to it. As proof of this, we can see here that CoinLoan, a provider of crypto products, has shared its annual report, and this report is reflecting higher demand for crypto services and products. The CoinLoan active user base grew 9 times, its exchange volumes rose by about 2.4% over the year. So this is just more and more confirmation that more and more people are getting into the crypto market. But this is not it. The most important and I think the most bullish thing happening for cryptos is that institutional investment is rising even during corrective periods for cryptos. So we are now seeing that despite price weakness and a perceived negative impact from the looming conflict in Eastern Europe, cryptos investment products saw weekly inflows totaling $109 last week. We can see here that institutional traders tipped almost $89 million into Bitcoin funds as Bitcoin now appears to be the asset of choice for sophisticated investors of late. Moreover, we are now seeing that Bitcoin funds have now pulled in a total of about $178 million this month following the latest $89 million influx last week. Outside of Bitcoin's dominance, institutional traders also snapped up $25 million worth of investment products tied to Avalanche, while multi-asset and Solana funds also saw notable inflows of about $9 million and $1 million each. So following the run of outflows in the latter part of 2021 and in January this year, the latest data marks the 5th week of inflows for Bitcoin and crypto investment funds. Moreover, while inflows were seen in both Europe and the Americas, it was mainly in the Americas with inflows totaling about $101 million. So this is massive news since we are now seeing more and more confirmation that institutional investors are not worried about all these geopolitical situations, and they are now showing more and more interest in cryptos. So I think this is very bullish news, and this is exactly what the crypto market needs to move to the upside from here. Similarly, another very exciting and positive thing for cryptos is that despite all that is happening in Canada, institutional investors are still preferring crypto investments. Canada's war on Bitcoin and cryptos appears to be backfiring as the country's flagship ETF has added thousands of Bitcoins just recently. We can see here that over the last 2 weeks, the Purpose Bitcoin ETF has increased its holdings from about 28K Bitcoin to 32K Bitcoin. So it is clear that cryptos are now back in fashion among institutional investors, and as I said before, this is going to turn out to be a pretty bullish thing for the entire crypto market. Now moving forward, I want to share another good news for Doge and cryptos holders. So as per a recent survey, about 60% of both customers and merchants showed interest in using and accepting crypto payments this year. Interestingly, more and more merchants are interested in accepting crypto payments since they believe that they can benefit from lower transaction fees and dispute costs while appealing to a broader customer base. So this is pretty amazing news for the crypto market, and it means that there is going to be a massive rise in crypto adoption this year. While this is good for all major cryptos, I think that Doge is going to benefit more, and I'm saying this considering all the factors involved here. For example, Doge has the lowest transaction fee compared to other cryptos, so it is quite believable that merchants and their customers are going to prefer it. In fact, we can see here that Doge has been accepted by more than 2K retail merchants already, and this clearly shows us that its adoption has been increasing. And as I always tell you, this rising adoption of Dogecoin is going to turn out as one of the best catalysts for it that can take its price to the upside. In any case, I'd like to remind you here that this is no financial advice since I'm not a professional financial advisor. These are just my personal opinions, so it is recommended that you do your own research before investing in cryptos. And with that being said, let's come to Dogecoin's current price movements. So after witnessing a lot of negative momentum in recent days, Dogecoin's price has seen some positive momentum during the last 24 hours. While this is not a massive upward move, I'm happy to see Doge trending in the green after so many days. From a technical perspective, we can see here that it is still trading below its moving averages. But the good thing is that the daily RSI value of Doge is still in the neutral zone, and this is just another bullish indicator for Doge. Similarly, we can see here that Bitcoin is also trending in the green during the same time, and the good thing is that Bitcoin has managed to sustain the sell-off pressure and it didn't go below the 36K level as it was expected by some. And another important thing to note here is that Bitcoin's 200-week moving average is looking very bullish. I know I talked about it before, but I wanted to highlight it again since this is a very important analysis for Bitcoin. So crypto analyst Plan B is saying that Bitcoin's 200-week moving average is still increasing, and he said that market participants should ignore the price volatility and focus on the trend. So the point is that this indicator is bullish for long-term investment in Bitcoin, and it also marks that Bitcoin is currently presenting a good buying opportunity. Meanwhile, crypto analyst Michael Vandepop is saying that Bitcoin must break over resistance in the 39K zone in order to trigger its upward trend. And as long as Bitcoin can convert this level into support, Pop feels that the upward continuation is confirmed, which may result in it returning to the 4 to 6K price region. So we know that Bitcoin is currently pretty close to this resistance level, and this means that despite the recent sell-off, Bitcoin can still manage to break through it and move to the upside from here. However, crypto analyst Smart Contractor still believes that Bitcoin is in danger of breaching support at the 30K level, and he thinks that Bitcoin's recent surge from the lows of 33K to the highs of 45K appears to be a massive bull trap. He is saying that Bitcoin has failed to hold the 0.618 Fibonacci level, and this means that we are surely in a massive bull trap, and this is why he thinks that Bitcoin is now going to go below the 30K level. Similarly, according to Stifel's chief equity strategist Barry Bannister, Bitcoin's price might plummet to 10K by 2023. He believes that tightening the Federal Reserve policy and shrinking the balance sheet will have a detrimental impact on Bitcoin's value in the future. He also predicted that if the rising 10-year TIPS yield pulls gold lower, that also pressures Bitcoin, and if Bitcoin divided by gold falls to the low end of its range, Bitcoin could drop to 10K by 2023. While these two analysts have predicted that Bitcoin is going to crash from here, Bloomberg's chief commodities strategist, Mike McGlone, has predicted that Bitcoin is going to hit another milestone this year. He said that most assets are subject to the retreating tide in 2022 on the inevitable reversion of the greatest inflation measures in 4 decades. But he believes that this year may mark another milestone for Bitcoin. And now if we come to Ethereum, we know that it has also recovered slightly during the last 24 hours, and while there are still chances of another sell-off for it, it appears that ETH can recover more from here. The reason why it is expected that ETH can move up from here is that its MACD level is now slowly entering the bullish zone, and if it successfully enters it, then ETH can continue trading in the green form here. And now, in our altcoins roundup, I have something very important for you. So the thing is that Luna has surged by more than 10% during the last 24 hours, and this is a surprising move since other cryptos haven't been able to witness such a dramatic surge during this time. So this is happening because we are now seeing that the Luna Foundation Guard has recently raised $1 billion through an over-the-counter sale of Luna. So this is a massive update for Luna, and it appears that investors are liking this, and this is why I think that we should keep an eye on it. Another altcoin that has achieved a major milestone is Shiba Inu. So we are now seeing that the total addresses holding Shiba Inu have surpassed the 1.18 million mark for the very first time. Moreover, the top 1,000 Ethereum wallets are now holding about 13 billion Shiba Inu tokens worth around $2.2 billion. So this is very bullish for SHIB, and I think we are now going to see some positive trending from it in the coming days. Now coming back to Dogecoin, I think that things can get better for it in the coming days if Bitcoin manages to move up from here. This is because its price correlation with Bitcoin is very high, and it can follow Bitcoin's upward trajectory from here. In any case, what are your thoughts on this? When do you think Dogecoin is going to move up from here? Let me know in the comments section below.